Have this weekend's opinion polls destroyed the last hope for Jeremy Corbyn to win this election? That's what I want to talk about in this video, so let's get started! Hi, I'm Mark, welcome to my channel and welcome to a new Brexit video. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the bell and the notifications so you won't miss another Brexit video. This weekend and on Monday, several new opinion polls were published and they're showing quite a similar picture. First of all, I want to give you a summary of these polls and then I'm going to talk about what they really mean. First of all, they were all national polls, so not on single seats, and the results of these polls were the Conservatives get between 42 and 44%, Labour will get between 32 and 35%, the Lib Dems will get between 13 and 15%, the SNP will get 3%, the Greens will get between 2 and 3%, the Brexit Party will get between 2 and 3%, Plaid Cymru will get 1%, and others will get 1%. As you could see from the parties I mentioned, it once again was a poll for Great Britain only. So we're talking about 632 seats. Depending on the different opinion polls, the lead of the Tories was between 7 and 12%. That is quite a large number. And does that mean now, only about a week before the election, that Jeremy Corbyn is defeated and he can't win anymore? For that we have to take a look at some details once again, like I did it with the YouGov opinion poll, which was much bigger than these. These had asked between 1,100 and 2,000 people each. And there once again we are at the problem. They were asking a nationwide opinion poll with just a couple of thousand people and were not concentrating on the single seats. But even if there was a system of proportional representation where you can easily work with nationwide opinion polls, there are some very interesting things in these polls that leaves the question if the race is still open. First of all, 30% of the voters in these opinion polls have stated they will vote tactically. So they will not necessarily vote for a party they voted for last time. And many of these opinion polls are working with the fact what parties have they been voting for in the past. And the second biggest issue there is that 40% of these people say they have an opinion now, and when this poll was taken, that was almost 2 weeks before the election. But 40% of the people asked have said that they still might change who they're going to vote for. So 40% of the people who make up these numbers said, I might change my mind in the meantime. That is much more than there was in the past. And there's another problem with the what have you voted in the past thing that really gets these opinion polls on just a couple of thousand people more stable, is that there's a lot of registered voters that are voting for the first time, and you can't get them properly into an opinion poll like this with the techniques there are when you only have a couple of thousand people, because they are really hard to judge. How many of these new registered first-time voters will vote for whom? You have to really know what's their background, where they're coming from, what is their stance on Remain or Leave, and the most probable outcome is that many of those will vote for Remain parties. So on this part there are a lot of uncertainties that give hope to Jeremy Corbyn. And just a side fun fact, because of the constituencies in London Remain parties are fighting for that seem to go to Conservative Party candidates. Hugh Grant got involved in the elections, walking door to door in different constituencies in London. He, as far as I got, already accompanied Chaka Umuna and some others from the Lib Dems, and he will accompany some candidates from Labour, but I don't know how much impact that will have, because how many doors can he go to have an impact. But as we know, he is a big enemy of Boris Johnson, so it's understandable that he's doing that he's putting his public weight he definitely has as a Hollywood star into that. We will see in the end if that worked. But now let's come to the downside of these polls for Jeremy Corbyn. The numbers are not good for him, but there are some facts I just stated that give him hope, because there can be a lot of changes within this 1 week because of these facts. But there is another pattern in all of these polls that might destroy these hopes again. And if you're not new to this channel, you know that I'm a politician myself, that I was standing in elections myself, and that, of course, I've dealt with a lot of opinion polls in my time since I started politics when I was in school. I quickly learned that I have to look at a lot of different topics and different numbers there, not just the headline ones, because they're small parts that make a big difference. And that is exactly once again in these polls, because in some of these polls the people were asked about their main topics for this election. And as I said before, from my point of view, Brexit is the most important part in these elections, and that is the result for the most voters, for the most parties. With the Conservatives, it's by far the most important topic, with all the people that say they will vote Conservative. With the Lib Dems, it's by far the most people are saying that's the important topic why I'm voting for Lib Dem. This is SNP, by far the most important topic why they're voting them. And then there's Labour. Brexit is just one topic among others for the people who say they are going to vote for Labour. And if you analyze that, from my opinion, is the result of this uncertain, well, let's say chaotic, I have to call it that way, dealing of the Labour Party with the topic of Brexit in the recent months. And even in the manifesto, it's still unclear what they really do want in the end. And these results in the opinion polls about the topics that are important for people voting for Labour, and that Brexit is not a major topic there, is one of the results of Labour's dealing with Brexit. And there you have a very big symptom why Labour is so far behind in the opinion polls at the moment, because for all the people asked, Brexit is the dominating topic. I agree with them, by the way. And all the other parties have their voters or their alleged voters based on their standing on Brexit. But Labour couldn't do that with their opinion on Brexit. They are publishing, at least. And so there you have the big symptom why it might be over for Jeremy Corbyn. Because in the most important topic of this election, he cannot gain momentum. Because it's the only party that is not voted for by people because of their standing on Brexit. And so I'm sorry for the Remainers watching my videos. I really believe that this fact will be the biggest issue for Labour, and that fact could be the biggest problem for Labour in this election. And for the Leavers watching my videos, the chances for Boris Johnson getting his own majority are rising because of that. Of course, once again, this poll was not on single seats, but there were some very important questions involved this time that will make a difference. So it will remain exciting, because we heard that the Labour Party and the Lib Dems might change their campaigns a bit towards the end until the election to get more Stop Boris, then Stop Brexit, and so on. We will see if that's going to work. So far it didn't, because they were going on Brexit or not Brexit at all, and just concentrating on NHS and stuff like that did not help Labour. But with the new polls next week, and if they do change their campaigns, we might see some shifts. I definitely will keep you informed. By the way, I read the comments left under my videos, and once again, I know it's a very emotional topic, and let's say I give you a lot of free space and just take away the really meanest, worst comments there, which are so far below the niveau you can get, that I don't let them through. But people, it is an emotional topic, but you are all humans. So please try to treat each other like that. I know I get a lot of insults, I can live with that. I'm used to that, especially as a politician. But please try to treat each other a little bit more graceful when you're talking to each other. You can have arguments, you can have discussions, but please treat each other like human beings and treat each other the way you want to be treated. That was, as we say in German, my speech for the Sunday. For now, I thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you soon.